My name is Uneq'ka. This is the soundtrack of life. Today we're going to be exploring why I wrote some of these lyrics for this song entitled War. This song that I wrote is called War. I wrote it over 20 years ago, right after my son's father passed away. He had been incarcerated, and he, like a lot of our friends, were gang affiliated. So it left me with a lot of questions and confusion. And so I turned to my elders to understand the origins. This is the OG Jimmy Lee.
So-called gang said we're not a gang, we're an organization, because we're here for the protection of our neighborhood, protection of our family and our children, and so they're there for their protection and to see that they went to school. Jeff Ford, Larry Hoover, David Boxdale, Pepperlo, and Big John, and a number of organizations.
So the street organizations were protecting the community, not destroying. And at the time, even weed was legal up until 1931. Even the New York Times said that they were promoted as a medicine. Wow. But I'm sure there was some other things that came up.
Drugs was always been there. They always been drugs. There always been guys that was called dope fiends, something like that. But they was in the shadow. They wasn't out in the open. And the drug dealers was not out in the open. They behind closed doors. Well, I remember the time when there wasn't no drugs in the projects. I remember the time that if you attempted to bring something up in there, they would run you up out of there. But they had to come up with a cheaper way to send it, breaking into the furnace. That's when the crack cocaine. Now when they introduced, that's what it was. When they introduced the crack cocaine, they tried to introduce it in Chicago, it was turned around, by all the organizations. All this said no. So you can't bring this mess in here, And they turn it down. But you had other people that was supposed to be declaring war on drugs. They declared war on the organization. So they had a thing in. They figured if they cut the head off, then the tail gonna die.
Wow.
And so that's what they did.
So now look at this timeline trap. In the late 50s, drug laws started to be passed. Then in the late 60s and 70s, the controlled substance laws were passed, making marijuana a Schedule I offense. So naturally, the arrest and conviction of black people skyrocketed. Also, the welfare system started to be introduced, breaking up black families and black households. But also, notice what else was happening in our country at the same time. Wasn't this around the time that Medgar Evers, Malcolm X, Chairman Fred Hampton, Martin Luther King, and many others were murdered, assassinated, leaving the country devastated, hurt, and distracted? But what else was happening to the leaders who protected the gateways of our community?
That's when all the organization heads started catching cases, going to the penitentiary. And once they got all of them in the penitentiary, they laid here and created their own organizations. They put the dope in the neighborhood, get it to certain guys. They give it to the guys that's left. And once they got them distributed in there, they killed the desire for the neighborhood. And laid here, instead of pushing the kids to go to school, they put somebody in a spot where they gave them this drug and tell them put this in their hand. And, and today we still be feeling the reflection of that.
So this is my song, War. Throughout this journey, I found so much peace and understanding and learning how to articulate our history through music. And I hope to continue to do the same. This was the beginning, the very first time that I was able to voice my pain and my grief and disappointment in what society has done to our people, and use my God-given gifts to help spread knowledge. And I've paid the price for singing this song, but that's another story.